Hello everybody and welcome once again. We are back for IFRC. Now, I'm Ryan Ocon 31. I have my co-commentators with me. God, I gotta get used to names now. I have with me Lano Norris 4 and Madden with me. How are you guys today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I'm good. And that's good to hear. Now, you guys are going to have to help me because I am kind of brand new to this league. Therefore, you guys will probably have to help me with a lot of things. And kind of teach me some of the things about this league so I can get some help with it. But either way, it's round 8. We're at Portimao. A brand new track to the F1 game, so a lot of drivers are going to have to get used to this track in order to be able to master it, because as you see some of the drivers on laps right now, this is such an easy track to invalidate. This is such an easy track to mess up, have something go wrong, like you see breakout go in the grass right there. But it's so easy for a problem to happen, and it's kind of like Zandvoort in its own way. You know, whenever Zandvoort came out to the F1 game, a lot of people wanted to play that track, but it was a track where you couldn't make a mistake. You couldn't go on the curb too much, or you'd spin. You know, a lot of people are probably going to have that same mistake here today. It's a brand new track. Not much time to cope with it either before it was on the calendar, so you don't have much time before this track came out. But what do you guys think of Portimao on the calendar and as a race for league racing? Because it's brand new to league racing and just the game as well.
Well, first off, yeah, new track, new challenge. Haven't seen any other leagues do this, so this is a step into the unknown for all of us. But from what I've seen, a lot of it today for this whole race is going to be managing that front left tire. These tires overheat very much, especially in that third sector. Another issue that's going to happen is the overtaking. This track is not really the best for overtaking. Very hard on the dirty air. It's almost a wide version of, like you just said, Ocon, Zandvoort. It's difficult to pass, but another thing is going to be the strategy. I have no idea what we're going to see. We don't know how bad the tires are going to be.
Yeah, sorry for cutting in, but Madden, what do you think of Portimao? I almost said Zandvoort for a second. I don't know what I'm talking about, but what do you think about Portimao so far on the F1 game?
I think it's a challenge for everybody. You know, you have to adjust your track. You have to know your limits, when to brake, when not to brake, when to press on the gas. And you also have to give room because some of those turns are very tight. So I think it's going to be a challenge for everybody, and everyone's going to have to adjust sooner or later.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the one big thing for a lot of drivers, adjusting, because this is such a brand new racetrack to the game. I think this only came out about a few weeks ago to the game. It got added on, and so will Imola and Saudi Arabia later in the upcoming last few months of the year, really. So before all that's added, you got to really get used to these new racetracks for league racing, because a lot of these leagues are going to do these tracks, and if you don't have enough experience for it, you're not going to be well prepared for a track like this. And you need to be prepared for tracks like this, because if you're not prepared, you're gonna end up doing horrible. I gone on time trial. I was testing setups, getting frustrated really with track limits. You got to master turn 1. You got to do well at turn 4, and there's so many corners where it's so easy to just spin out. And you got to try not to do that, because if you do that, you could collect a whole bunch of cars with you, and I think that's the problem. Everybody's going to be so close, I think, just because of how new this track is, and especially with the midfield. Look at how close 4th through 8th is in this qualifying session, 2 tenths separating them. So, like, if one of those guys spins in the race, you're going to end up collecting the whole field with you, maybe. Who knows? But firstly, I want to kind of speak on last race weekend. Last race weekend, guys, was at Canada, if I'm correct. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
So, Lano Norris, you were commentating that. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So, kind of just recap us on what happened.
Well, a lot of controversy, a lot of crashing. Really nothing much happened after that. It was just normal, except for the last bit of the race. A lot of accidents happened, some intentional, some not. In the end, one of the drivers had gotten suspended for a couple of races. and I believe that is Brute Gorgon that was suspended for, I believe, 2 races, and who's filling in for him this weekend is Oyster in the Haas. In terms of the points, though, since I'm not racing anymore, Piggy is effectively the World Championship leader, and he's got about 15, 16 points over Joseph right now.
Yeah,
It's still up to anybody now. Again, midway break
exactly.
of the season. It's on the show.
Sorry for cutting in. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were done or not done talking. But yeah, as you said, Black Draw, technically the championship leader right there, 92 points, 19 ahead of Joseph. But if let me check. Yeah, Black Draw is in here. Yeah, I mean he's only down to 7th right now. And if Joseph, who's 3rd in the championship, ends up having a better day than him, it's like I said, it's all about experience at this track, keeping your head cool, whatever you got to do, because this race could change in a split moment. You know, look at real life. Carlos Sainz took the lead of this race for a few laps, but as the weather kind of changed at the start, ended up being Valtteri Bottas taking the lead, and then it was Lewis Hamilton. So all those guys, you gotta have a different mentality with how you approach the race. But yeah, like you said right there, 19 points is the gap. But Patriot, Rowdy, TJ Boy, Schatz, and Davis, all a really close gap somewhat. That's 11 points. But with how competitive all those drivers are, near each other at least, that could change any second. That could change any moment, because look at just the real life championship with Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton. Championships going back and forth. You know, same thing goes with these guys in this league. Championship can go back and forth. Things split just in a split second, and it don't matter how it happens. Bad luck, good luck, whatever. And many people have been on the good end of that, and many people have been on the bad end of that. So, Madden, I was gonna say, point standings from what you see so far. What do you kind of think of what you see? 19 points is the gap between 1st and 2nd, though, technically.
1st and 2nd, I think we're going to see a bit of a battle, especially coming to last few races. We're going to see a lot of tempers flare, because when you're in playoffs, you can't, like, you know, you lose your head and you can't do something stupid when you have a championship on the line. You just got to keep composure, drive your car, and stay up front.
Definitely. Well, the constructor standings as well is another thing worth talking about. Mercedes only 21 points ahead. That could change. They're only 21 points ahead of McLaren. So, really, if you think about it, McLaren, though, do they have both their drivers here? No, they don't. So, actually, yeah, that could change very quickly. And that's the whole thing about championships that you see. Things could change in a split second. Ferrari are right behind them. Ferrari have both their drivers here today, I want to say. I think so. But, yeah, things could change. And things have proved to change before. Either way, Williams is close in that battle with Aston Martin. Aston Martin, they're 4th. Williams 5th. Red Bull, AlphaTauri, they're in a really tight battle. And with the way this track could shape up to be, if you don't get something right, then change, and that's the way it is. Flyers fan, though, invalidated his last lap. He's on a lap now. We're going to take you through this lap because this is a brand new track. He's got traffic coming out of the pit lane. That's Rowdy TJ Boy, and he's been messed up by that and invalid. That doesn't help, and I'm sure Flyers is going to be frustrated. He is probably furious.
Yeah.
And I can't blame him. I mean, the pit lane is such a tough one here just because you come out right in front of drivers at turn 1. And it's just like France. It could just be a collision anytime. Anytime.
Well, a lot of things that we're going to have to see today is a lot of just smart moves. Obviously, hopefully these drivers are taking a little bit of homework from the real life race. Turn 1 really cannot be a passing zone. We've seen it in countless times. We've even seen it in practice with Max and Stroll. Turn 1 really isn't that much of a passing opportunity. There's really not much around here. So really this whole race is just going to be about keeping that front wing off of anything and just making sure you don't spin it out, because there's a lot of corners here, especially uphill, that will spin you out.
Not just that, ERS as well. You got to play that. You got to put that into factor here. ERS plays a big difference. If you waste it, you're gonna not have a chance to pass people. You're gonna have a chance to overtake, and that's what you need if you're starting down here. Looking at the championship standings, Blackdraw is ahead, but he's only 4th. And Joseph, on the other hand, is on an outlap. Now he's starting a lap. Let's go on an actual outlap here. Let's hope they don't invalidate for us, because I think I'm cursing people now. I mean, he goes through turn 1. You can't hit that yellow sausage curve. That's the one problem. Turn 1 to 2 to 3 right here. Hitting it well. Joseph did a good job of that in his AlphaTauri. Turn 4.
Goes a little wide.
Uphill, yeah, you got to be careful about that. You can't invalidate yourself right there. That's one of the easiest places to invalidate turn 1 and turn 4. Right here's another one. Can't go too wide off of here, but you got to hit the apex correctly. Gonna go to the left-hander. 6th gear. Up to 7th. Gonna shift maybe down to 6th. Yep, that's what I thought. Close to the curb, though. Right here, you can get sideways on the rear end.
There.
I know. If you get sideways on the rear end right there, you're going to spin right around, and I don't think there's much you can do about it. You can't invalidate right here. Another place to easily run wide. I think he's just done that. No, he kept himself safe. Wow.
Wow. That was great.
On time trial, I think you'd be
no.
pretty close there. Cars at the last sector. Trying to start laps. I think both Ferraris.
They did a good job there.
Yeah. Coming to the line. What is this going to be? Championship rival to Blackdraw. Comes across the line. And it will be only 10th. Wow.
Well, the biggest issue I saw there on that lap, as he was going through the final corner, he actually ran out of the deployment. So that 171 extra horsepower was just gone. And as you can see, it just took a lot of his time away.
Now, one thing I find interesting is KDX is 8/10 off the off Patriot at the top of the leaderboard. Only 8/10 off, but on mediums though. That's what I look at, and that could come into play as I think we have what 2 minutes left in the session. I want to say no, we have less than that.
Onto a soft set.
Minute or less. Yeah, 3 people on outlaps actually, and we're gonna focus on the guys on laps right now. There's a Red Bull coming across the line. That is Breakout.
KDX.
Aston Martin coming across the line. That's Haas Boomer. Mercedes coming across the line. That's Blackdraw. He's improving. He's going to go up to 3rd. Only a 10th off of Patriot, though. I thought he would have been a little bit closer. Another Aston Martin crossing line. That's going to be Patriot starting his lap. Another AlphaTauri coming to the line. That's going to be T Blossom. T Blossom losing the rear end and around.
Oh, no.
Ferrari. It's Rowdy, TJ Boy, and his teammate, LaFrat. LaFrat is 5/10 down, but he's now 7/10 down as he crosses the line. Rowdy, TJ Boy, and a Haas right there trying to improve. Oyster up to 13th. Rowdy, TJ Boy could not improve, nor could T Blossom as well. Alfa Romeo coming across the line. That was Notre Dame fan. He's going to stay 6th. The Red Bull as well. That's going to be Shots. No, that's KDX, who's going to go to pole. 15/1000 separates that gap for pole position. And the other Alfa Romeo teammate of JN is going to be ahead of his teammate. That's for 5th. And look at how close that top 5 is. It is so close. And Patriot is 94/1000 down right now. And
he's invalidated it. Oh, no.
But the Aston Martin teammate, that's Haas Boomer, his brother, coming across the line. Can he get top 10? He is going to get 6th. That's a really impressive run by him.
Really good job by him.
Yeah.
A Shots on a lap.
Maybe both those Astons could try to help in the race. Yeah, Shots is on a lap. Blackdraw invalid. Shots 19,000s up right now. I think where he can improve at, depending on how his Sector 3 was, I think the best he might be able to get is maybe 8th, 7th, or 6th the very most. But coming across the final corner.
No more battery. There it goes. Now it's just a long
there you go.
climb up.
Coming across there, is it going to be? He does improve, actually. It's a few positions gained. I don't know where to, but it should say here in a moment.
He's gone P7.
8th, maybe. P7, okay. That was good. So, yeah, P7 for Shots. Good job by him. Here's the qualifying results, though. KDX, pole over Patriot. 15,000s, that is. Williams versus Aston Martin. Those were some of the teams in that midfield who are trying to catch up to Mercedes. And with Mercedes having only one car in that top 14, That may make a difference. No McLaren's here either, so they could possibly take second if they're not taking the championship lead. But it is KDX, Patriot on that front row. Breakout, Black Raw, J&T the Kid, all going to round out the top 5. That was very close by them as well. Haas Boomer, Shot, Notre Dame Fan, Flyers, Faded, rounding out the top 10. Outside the top 10 is Joseph, who's 12th. That's a championship rival. Rowdy TJ Boy, and King V Mafia. He did not set a time in this session.
Well, the top 5 are under a 10th. Well, about a 10th apart from each other. Could play an interesting one today.
That shows how close this field is and the different experiences drivers have around this track.
Well, now with quali out of the way, now the big thing happens. 33 laps around Portimao. I have an idea on the strategy. I think some are going to actually try to go on the one-stopper on the mediums. It's a big risk, but it can have a big reward.
But with a track like this, you don't know. Safety cars could play a factor as well. That's a big thing. I think safety cars could play a big factor. If we see late race safety cars, I think that changes the whole race. And Joseph, Black Raw, 19 points separate them in the championship. Why is that so important? Well, it's the halfway point in the season. This is where, just like in real life F1, this is where things determine itself. This is where you can see drivers skyrocket in the championship or go down. And Patriot and KDX, I think, as well. Patriot, if I'm correct, let me check. He's, what, 4th in the standings, I want to say? He's not doing too bad. But I think he won a race rather the last week or the week before. I can't recall, but I saw a race win for him. And where Patriot's at in the championship, 57 points. Why is that important, though? 35 points behind Black Raw. Qualifies out of Black Raw. Right now, if the race were to finish the way it does, that's 8 points gained in him. And KDX as well, 9th in the championship. But that could play a big factor at the end of today. Either way, we're going to go through our favorites for this race. We're going to pick one favorite each, different drivers each, of course, for our favorites. One favorite we think that will impress, show good signs of speed, or just simply do well, or make a statement today. I'm going to go with Haas Boomer, 6th place in qualifying. Aston Martin is really up there. They're not messing around. 2nd and 6th for them on the grid. This is really good for both the Lebsacks of Patriot and Haas Boomer. Really good for them to be up there, 2nd and 6th. But Haas Boomer, that qualifying says something. That's a statement, I think. Maybe he can continue in the race. I hope he can. I'd like to see him do it, but we'll find out. All right, Madden, who is your one favorite that you're going to pick for this race?
I'm going to pick Patriot because he seems to go fast to the corners and he can pick up speed. So I'm going for him.
What do you think, Lennon Norris?
I'm going to go with Black Raw. I think he just needs to show. You know, he's out of position where he's usually been. He's always been on that front row. I think he's got excellent pace. He just needs to narrow it down with penalties, and I think he's going to be right up there all race.
Yeah, and Joseph's best scenario is something happening with Black Raw at the start, because Joseph, 19 points, I believe, I want to say, behind Black Raw. 8 positions separate them. So things could change, but we're just going to wait for the lights out here at the start of the Grand Prix.
Both Hasses have elected to go on medium tires for this race. Start.
Yeah. Interesting there. All right, I think we got all the drivers lined up in the grid. We're going to be waiting for the 5 red lights, though, to come upon us for Portimao. We're going to start the first Portuguese Grand Prix. They rev it up. Here we go. It's lights out and away we go. KDX, Patriot side by side for the line. Drivers squirreling to get positions and gain positions. But KDX, a good start over Patriot. Patriot going wheel to wheel with the Red Bull into turn 1. The Mercedes of Black Raw gaining positions, and that's what he needs to do to keep that championship lead after today. J&T the Kid, 4th place right now so far from the start as they go through turn 4, the tricky turn, trying to avoid trouble. KDX ahead of Patriot, though, by 8/10, and at the back, the 2 Haas's losing positions from the start. King V Mafia gaining 1, but the Oyster Haas losing positions, and now to turn 6, that is. Drivers toward the midfield to the back, side by side. Flyers fan trying on Haas Boomer, who ended up losing a place at the start. And Joseph, 2 positions gained as he battles the Alpine of Faded Knights.
Very clean start by everybody. There's been a yellow flag in the back. Steve Lawson must have gotten loose.
2nd is the difference for the lead, though. That is what's going to matter. when DRS is enabled on lap 3. Everybody else within really a second or less. Here's Rowdy TJ Boy and Flyers fan going wheel to wheel at the final few corners. Rowdy TJ Boy getting ahead though. Flyers fan trying to switch back, and I think that's T Blossom spun at the back again. Having trouble at the start of this race, but Flyers fan, look at the slipstream. This is going to matter on this straight. Slipstream's such a big factor, and so is that overtake button. Here comes Flyers fan and Rowdy TJ Boy. Black Draw right on the back of Patriot as well for second place in this race.
Oh, TJ, big slide out of 1.
That's what a lot of drivers do here, and there you go. Flyers fan down the inside, wheel to wheel. Flyers fan ended up getting ahead, but Rowdy TJ Boy still sticking his nose right there. Flyers fan getting ahead, though, and King V Mafia off at the back. 10-second time penalty. Might have spun through turn 1 right there. All the way to turn 3. Might have took a trip in the grass. But Black Draw challenging Patriot at this race, and that is 3/10 between them. Losing traction there. Black Draw. And J&T the Kid, he's right there to pounce if he needs to. He's trying everything he can to get to Black Draw. Remember, Alfa Romeo, they need to make a statement here. I don't know where they are in the constructor standings, but they do need to make a statement. And Notre Dame fan, he fell a lot down at the start. 13th now.
Yeah, it was a little argy-bargy there in turn 1. Nobody really hit each other, but as I'm getting the predicted pit stop strategy, J&T seems to be on the one stopper. So on lap 11 to 12, it seems like he's going to be boxing for hearts. Oh, the leaders just spun.
Oh,
the leaders just
KDX
spun.
is around, and that's the lead loss for him all the way down to 10th, and I think he's got damage. There goes LaFrad around as well at the entrance of the pit lane.
I don't want to say anything here, but are the tires overheating? I've been talking about this for a long time here. That not the right front, the left front wears a lot, will burn up a lot. It's very difficult to manage that. That and fuel consumption. Very big here.
That, and now you see, look at this gap between the race lead is closed down 2/10 because KDX spun out right there, and there's Patriot taking the lead from that. Black Draw, more championship points taken from him. There you go. He's trying to gain that lead, and he needs to do that. And by doing that, in the process by a spinning KDX. King V Mafia as well. We forgot to mention him. He's out of the race now. I think he retired on the track.
Yeah.
But Joseph, though, he's in a battle. 10th place this is. With the Alpine of Faded Knights. He was close to him for a second, but I think he lost time there. DRS is going to be enabled. Or DRS already has been enabled, but it's going to be used here on this front straight. And that's what's going to matter. I think Black Raw is going to get close to Patriot. And right now, we could see the difference in this race. Could Black Raw have enough of a run to pass Patriot down toward turn 1? J&T the Kid with the fastest lap, but Black Raw is just not close enough. I think that's his problem. Got to be close enough to pass him into turn 1.
We got to pass.
Close enough to do so, but 5th place. There you go.
TJ's going under. I believe that is Flyers. Yes, he is. Gets the job done.
Flyers trying to switch back, though. Contact made.
Ooh.
Which is going to stack up. Flyers fan getting ahead this time. Switching back for Rowdy TJ Boy. Back to the inside. They're side by side now. That's for 7th place in this race. And ahead of that, Haas Boomer ahead of Shot, but side by side right through here. There was no way they could keep it, but they're going to end up keeping it, though. Again, side by side to the end of Sector 2. And now, in the middle of Sector 2, sorry. Now, the Ferrari is ahead of Flyers fan, and that's going to back up this train even more. That's 11th place who's caught up to that train of Notre Dame.
Yeah, as you can see now, 2 packs are forming, and TJ almost has a disadvantage here now. His battery is lower, I believe, than Flyers, yes. So Flyers can just re-challenge here.
Too.
The biggest problem now is that everyone's going wide out of this final corner, so I do think tires are overheating a little bit.
3rd place in this race. Breakout ahead of J&T the Kid, and that's going to matter. Red Bull ahead of the Alfa Romeo, and Black Raw is right on the back of Patriot for this race lead. A 10th separated them for a second. Ooh. And Shots ahead of Haas Boomer. Contact made. Wheels touching. Haas Boomer off the track, but ahead of Shot. I think Shot may have had to give that position back at the midfield, though. Flyers and Joseph. Joseph side by side. Joseph getting ahead. Flyers fans switching back side by side into turn 6. This is going to be, I think, turn 5 maybe. I might get the corners wrong there. But Flyers fan down the inside. He's going to go ahead for now. And yeah, position taken over Joseph. Joseph trying to be cautious, I think. Didn't want to collide. Wanted to make sure he was given enough room. And there you go. Positions traded. But look at the top 4 all within a second, which means they're all within DRS. So that's a DRS train right there. Then you have one from 5th on back.
He's really setting up here for an attack. His battery's almost all the way compared to the Patriots.
No, maybe I was wrong for comparing this to Zandvoort. This is much funner, or much more fun than Zandvoort. Funner's not a word, so my English is horrible.
I think what you meant by Zandvoort is in terms of how much the dirty air will plow you. It's very hard to get past here.
Well, and with it being a new racetrack and how fun it is to race, I think these drivers are having a lot of fun in this racetrack. Because look at Rowdy TJ Boy gaining on shots, but for the lead, Black Raw, less than 2/10 now. And I think him and Patriot have been setting personal bests. Patriot at that time, 120.0. Black Raw only 100th or 2 slower on that lap.
And Piggy's really can burn a lot of his ERS here compared to Patriot. Patriot is on the very hard defense now.
Shots sideways out of turn 4. It's going to allow Rowdy TJ Boy to get the DRS, have a chance to pass him into turn 5, that is. Going to try the switchback, Rowdy TJ Boy. Not enough traction to do so, but behind that, Joseph and Flyers fan touch wheels, and that's going to allow both Alpines to go side by side.
Patriots spun.
2 positions right there.
Patriots just spun off of 8.
And there's your race leader. Patriot off the track, spun out, and I think it was toward turn 8 right there. Simply lost traction, I'm going to assume. That's a tricky corner.
Well, there it is, first penalty. Jane the Kid, 3 second. Been pushing the boundaries.
Rowdy TJ Boy, they're both side by side right into the last corner right here. This is tough. Shots ahead of for a second, but that's Rowdy TJ Boy switching back, and they're going to go side by side right before DRS is enabled. Rowdy TJ Boy going to get ahead, but Shots is challenging back. He's got the traction to do so. Side by side all the way to turn 1. It's going to be a drag race right here. But Shots with the DRS. He's going to have a chance to propel ahead. Patriot as well. Pitted right there after his spin. But Rowdy TJ Boy's coming back at it to turn 3. Down the inside. Touching wheels right there. And switching back as well. DRS enabled. Overtake button on as well. Down to turn 5. He's got a chance to pass both of these guys right here, but he's only going to have a chance to maybe pass Shots. Still side by side with Shots. Shots stays ahead, though.
Well, some good racing there. Good re-challenge there by TJ.
Very, very sure indeed. And shout out to Faded Knight as well. He made a great overtake on Flyers and Joseph. Flyers and Joseph collided right there for a second. Touched wheels, and Faded Knight basically said, bye, see ya. And there's his position right there. That's 7th for him. He was running 9th after, or right before that. And after that, he's 7th.
Good job by him. Oh, we have a spinner in the back. That is a House of Oyster.
Wing damage for him, I think. He may have touched the wall after that.
You have no front wing on the House.
Oh, Patriot.
Oh, he's done it again.
Spun out again in that same exact corner.
Oh, no.
Oh, and his chances, unless a safety car comes out, his chances for a win could be going away at this point. And I'm sure they already have from that first spin, but that second spin may have just said, not a chance. And now Flyers ahead of Joseph into turn 1. Flyers a little bit loose right there. Notre Dame with a penalty, but all within a DRS train. This DRS train is really expanded to more and more cars. Look at that. 4th on back. T Blossom ahead of Oyster. Oyster pitting. He was on the mediums. He's going to change the tires, I'm going to assume. Probably change compounds as well. Shots, though. 3/10 to Haas Boomer. Behind that, Rowdy TJ Boy, Faded Knight, Flyers. They all follow within this DRS train. And just like if what happened with Patriot, if one mistake happens right here, you can end up spinning. And Haas Boomer was so close to doing so. Repeating what his brother did right there. Almost.
Well, pit stop should be happening here soon. And the undercut here is very, very powerful.
Powerful. Yeah.
So we'll
it's
find
crazy
out
to believe.
Jane T hasn't really gotten anywhere near Piggy, but Piggy also hasn't been gaining anywhere. Jane T with that 3 second.
As you say,
Jane T's got to think a little bit
right there. Yeah. But no, 4th place is still a crazy battle right here. DRS enabled this time for Shot. Shot trying on Haas Boomer. Overtake button is engaged and he is running out of battery, but before turn 1, can he get him? The outside, no he can't.
That was a good squeeze there by Owen.
But it's allowing Rowdy TJ Boy to fight back. No, he can't. Not down the inside that time. Turn 4, tricky corner. You can't spin through out of here. So easy to do so as well. But DRS on this straight as well. Down to turn 5, the hairpin. Hairpin's a crazy corner. You can switch back on a lot of people. I think Rowdy TJ Boy was trying to do that right here. Couldn't go. Patriot, though, fastest lap. T-Blossom, a penalty for him. And 3 drivers have started this race out with a penalty.
Ooh. Owen's gonna get good drive off there, and here probably might be safe here from Shot. Shot has I think more. No, he has less battery than Owen. Owen can afford this a little more drainage. He's gonna go all the way down to the bottom, going defensive. Shot is not gonna get there. TJ will not get there. Oh, Shot got a little loose. TJ's gonna go for a look on the inside, dives it in, and has the advantage here. But can he switch back off of 4? No, he cannot. But he's gonna go try to switch it around again. Flyers with a 3-second. Here we go to the hairpin. They didn't look like they touched. Shot goes off though, and regains his position from it. No, gains his advantage a little bit there. But no harm, no foul there. Anyways, it's getting gloomy out here now. I don't know if the forecast has said there's rain, but there is rain coming. This is just going to throw it absolutely in the air for anybody now. TJ is going to have a chance here to get by Shot. Going into turn 1, can he do it? No. Thinks better of it. There's nothing too severe happening right now. Just a DRS train is formed from Shot to the Alfa Romeo of ND, which has been like that since I believe lap 4. But Owen just got loose off of 8. This gives Shot a chance. He's gonna look to the inside, gets loose, thinks better of it. He's just gonna stay back. So now he's got to play both. He's been having to play both sides. TJ dives one. A little contact there, but I don't think that's going to do anything to both of their cars. But Owen is enjoying it a lot, having those 2 battle. As J&T's in the pits. J&T is going to be boxing here. Is he trying to undercut? He's going to try to do the undercut here on Piggy. What tire is he going to go on? He's going on another set of soft. He's going for the 2-stopper. J&T thinks he's got enough pace. Or is this just the tires saying this is a 2-stop race?
Well, this could get interesting here. Close battling still. DRS open for Rowdy TJ Boy on Shot. 4th place in this race. So close again. They just, like I said, every time Shot makes a mistake right there, overdrives the corner, it's going to make Rowdy TJ Boy more desperate. And he has a chance. He has had a chance, but it's not been enough. Both the Alpines so close to one another. Flyers, it's starting to rain. And Flyers spins.
Oh my God. To add the work struggles of a new track, it is beginning to rain.
Rowdy TJ Boy again on Shot right here. Midfield is so close in this league. Look at that.
Been really
one chance
nice
to throw it up the inside. Another Alpine spun. That's Flyers.
He's overcooked the tires.
Yeah, definitely.
But now, what kind of rain is this going to be? Intermediate, heavy rain?
We'll find out.
This is going to
Who
be...
chooses to pit for inners? I don't think it's definitely not wet yet, but here comes Rowdy TJ Boy on shot. This is for 4th place in this race. Haas Boomer's pulled away by a second, and that's got him out of DRS, but that has made Rowdy TJ Boy more desperate and more hungry for for the podium now. The net podium, or not the net podium, sorry. Podium as the running order stands. Right now he's 4th, but he's got a chance to get DRS back on Haas Boomer, though.
I think now it's go time. Rain is falling. DRS is going to get disabled here in a couple laps if it continues to pour like this. So it's crucial now you get these DRS overtakes done. And I don't know, Jane T is just, I don't know, bad mistake there. But as you can see, Flyers on the inners. Now he's got to be careful here. These first couple laps here, he's got to be very calm on these tires. They're not going to be dripped up to the track. He's going to make sure not to burn them up. But this could play a big role in Flyers' chances maybe of winning. His raindrops are now on the halo as TJ's just spun. TJ and Owen have spun.
Oh!
Was there contact?
Rowdy TJ Boys picked up a penalty right after that, too.
Track is getting very damp. We'll see if anybody's going to come in.
People pitting.
Faded's coming in for his stop. The Ferrari of TJ, he's going to come in. What tire is Faded going to go on? Presumably, I would think the inner.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say inners are the perfect tire just yet. Flyers was losing, but now in that section of the track, he is starting to gain on the cars in front. I don't know if it's inner time yet, but it's definitely getting very close, and they might have made the right call for a few laps later, but that is Blossom spun right there in the final sector.
I can tell you somebody didn't make the right call. J&T pitted 3 laps ago on those soft tires, thinking he could get a couple more with the rain, and the rain's just come too quick. And
yeah, that's the problem. And look at the track; it's just damp now, which is gonna have the intermediates being the favorite. I think favorite tire to choose in a few laps here, if not one lap. Because look at how damp this track is. Makes a difference. It really makes a difference.
Blossom is crashed on his way into the pits.
Oh! Safety car.
Wow. This just saved a lot of guys.
Yeah. Mainly the front runners, because now Faded's not going to really gain a position, except for Patriot here, I think. The only position him and Rowdy TJ Boyle will gain, I'm pretty sure, would be Patriot, because they're going to have to come in for the inners. There's no way. It's really wet on the track, and it's impossible to drive if you're not on a wet tire.
Actually, there might be a stop here. Might be a change of positions. The Red Bulls had the double stack. Here comes Shot. And no, he's been held up a little bit. That's going to hurt him maybe. Oh, he's been held up again by the Aston. Crucial time lost there, but is he going to stay ahead? Well, he gets stacked there behind the AlphaTauri.
Everybody's on inners. And you could tell it was just too damp to stay on the dry tires.
Now, will this rain get worse?
Well, I could go either way. It could just be rain for the halfway point, and it could change to clear weather at the end. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the safety car bunches up the whole field, and look who's in good position right now up in 3rd place.
Joseph.
This is why this is important for this championship battle.
The only problem with him is that he's got a 3-second with it.
That, and the fact is, Black Raw is also in control of this race, and he's in control of the safety car restart. He could pull really any tactic he wants, and this could change the race. He rather could choose to go early or very late. Who knows? We'll find out in a few laps' time when the safety car does choose to come in.
Left just got a 3-second under safety car.
He might try to appeal that. You know, if you get a penalty under safety car, most people try to appeal it. He might try to appeal it.
Yeah. Well, this blows the door right open to anybody.
Even the Constructors Championship now. I know that Mercedes of Black Raw leads, but look where Red Bull are at. 2nd and 4th. I said it could go either way. And that's the way this race is shaping up out to be. Well, under the safety car, I'm going to take a look at fastest lap. Fastest lap in this race is Patriot, 19.5. But that was in the dry period, let's remember. Only people to crack the 19s in this race were Patriot and J&T the Kid. That shows the pace difference between them and the dry. Track being more wet, more of a chance to spin out in corners like turn 4 and uphill sections. We'll find out how much that changes the race, really.
It's going to be big because
the race in many factors.
Yeah, this track is very heavy with elevation change, and a lot of standing water can happen, so that's going to be one of the biggest issues here. I was looking just at the biggest gains and losses. KDX and Patriot are the biggest losers of this race as of now, both losing 9 places, while surprisingly TJ and Joseph up 6 and 9 from where they started.
Well, with the safety car coming out, I think they're more happy because, you know, if the safety car didn't come out, they wouldn't have had a chance to catch back up and maybe score points, or maybe even try to have a chance for a podium if they're fast enough to do so, which I think they are. Yeah,
this also brings out a new era of people who can drive better in the wet, and different people can perform in different conditions. So presumably it looks like we're gonna have maybe another lap here of the safety car, so we'll have to wait one more.
Drivers would know better on weather than us, but if there's a crossover period, who's going to master their strategy? That's what a big factor is, actually.
Yeah.
If there's a crossover period, or it gets more wet into the full wets, you know, you got to know when to be on the right tire at the right time. Look at today's race in Formula 1. I'm sorry I had to bring it up, but, you know, look at that. You have to be in the right tire at the right time. If you're not, well, things change. And absolute heartbreak for Lando Norris if you didn't see the race today. But he'll get his win eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, while we're in the topic here of wet weather and stuff, it's going to be very important to keep these tires nice and cool. During this whole race, a lot of cars have been going wide, and presumably I've been looking at everyone's dashes. A lot of these guys' tires have been ranging on the left sides about 210, 215-ish, which is very bad, especially in this kind of weather. You need these tires to stay nice and cool for it to grip up.
Well, with the safety car restart happening, I mean, anything can happen at this point on. You know, you could see a big crash, we could see 4 wide, who knows what could happen. And I highly doubt we'll actually see 4 wide, but, you know, with the drivers in this league, I know they can get crazy enough to do that, but can they keep it like that? Who knows? I don't know. It's all a guessing game at this point. It's got wet. So, now that it's wet, you gotta try a different strategy. You gotta try a different way of doing things. You have a whole different driving style in the wet. So now you gotta apply it. And now is your chance to do so. KDX and Patriot. They weren't in this race before, technically. They weren't in it. They weren't having a chance to fight back. Now with the safety car, they have a chance to fight back and possibly score some podiums. Because Black Raw, sitting out there in the lead, he might extend that lead. Or if he's bad in the wet, we'll find out. He might not.
Yep. I believe safety car is going to come in this lap. Yes, it is. So here we go. Piggy needs to have one of the best safety car restarts because this is a long dash.
Long straight, too.
Yeah.
Long straight. And your only thing you're relying on, since there's no drag reduction system, the only thing you're relying on is that slipstream. And in the wet, you still have a slipstream you can gain on. And that overtake button. Those are 2 things you're relying on. Black Raw leading the safety car restart. He's got to choose when to go. And he might go pretty soon. The safety car thinking about coming in. Breakout, though. Collision with Black Raw. That's got him a penalty. And I think Black Raw may have got one, too, as well. But off the final corner, he's waiting to go. He's going to go now. And that's a big jump he's got. At least 3/10 right there. That's going to matter. But side by side between Joseph and Breakout for a minute. And behind that, Haas Boomer is challenging Joseph for the podium position in the Aston Martin. And that's going to make a change into turn 1. But behind that, the Alpina spun. Faded Knight around. And the other Alpina flyers around.
Yeah, I think Faded just got on the curb and just got hit. And then his teammate just went in there with it. So from Triumph to just nothing with
Here comes
helping.
Joseph. Second place in this race. The AlphaTauri dives down the inside against the Red Bull, but side by side off the corner, wheel to wheel. They're going to try to keep this going, but slight contact right there. Breakout, staying ahead though. And this is, you would say a DRS train normally in the dry, but just within a second, all these guys are.
Yeah.
Except for Rowdy TJ Boy. He's the only one, really, not in that top 12. But KDX, from that safety car restart, up to 7th. What did I tell you about Patriot and KDX? They're in this race now. They have a chance.
Yeah, now it's game on.
I'd like to see them make some noise, you know? I'd like to see them make some noise. I think they can. But continue? Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm thinking this is just it. This is go time. It does look like, though, the rain is kind of starting to settle a lot more heavier. I'm seeing puddles form. Well,
the rain has also changed from F1 2020. Therefore, it makes drivers much harder to choose, okay, is it the actual wet tires or at the intermediate? You know, because that makes a huge difference in this race and with grip. Rowdy TJ Boy, overtake button engaged, trying to gain on shot. He's 2/10 close to him, but he's 2/10 just too far apart to get wheel to wheel. But shots ran wide, so did Rowdy TJ Boy. Rowdy TJ Boy looking to the inside, cannot make a move right there, but hits the back of him right there. Now into turn 4, he's going to try the crossover, the switchback, and to gain ERS from that, he's going to have a chance now to the hairpin. But it's not enough.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, if it is going to get worse here, keep an eye on that spray. Spray's probably your biggest front when it comes to what tire you need to be on.
Exactly.
Piggy's just pulling away.
Yeah, 1.6 seconds Blackwall leads.
Wonder if Breakout had a little damage to the wing there a little bit, but hasn't seemed to be affecting him much.
Well, yeah, again, 4th on back, that DRS train. Rowdy TJ Boy lost it, and that allows the Williams of KDX to go ahead with picking up a penalty while doing so, though. That changes his position in this train, but look at that, again. Sideways again. J&T goes ahead. Now it's Patriots' opportunity. Everybody going ahead of Rowdy TJ Boy. Patriots' opportunity to do so. And both Alpines just picked up a penalty right there. I think Beta was the only one, though. But they're both at the back, outside the points. But, hey, still a long way to go. It's only barely halfway.
Here we go. Oyster going for left here for 11th. Into turn 1. No contact.
Penalty.
Ooh. Oh. It's all popping off
again,
now with penalties.
Rowdy TJ Boy and Patriot ghosting us out of each other that time, but KDX and shots trying to trade positions. Overtake button for KDX will help him right here. Both of them have the overtake button on. He's going to stay behind him right here, but going to the outside, trying to pass around the hairpin. Contact, and that's going to push KDX off the track. Shots still challenging and still trying to defend this position for 5th place. Contact again.
Wow.
That could have ended in a big crash, and that could have ended KDX's race right there. But like I said, I told you, KDX and Patriot, they were going to make some noise, and I think they have so far. 6th place for KDX. We're already starting the safety car restart with Patriot. Both of them started 9th and 10th. Look where they are now.
Yeah. And the big difference between
by the end of this
is Patriot doesn't have a penalty from this. So he's been keeping his nose clean.
Yeah, and there's only 3 people in this race who don't have a penalty at the back, though. That's Oyster going around. No damage for him, though, luckily. I think he's going to be happy about that one. Not to pick up any damage, but probably not happy about the spin. Now, KDX has a chance on this front straight to have more grip. Look at the grip difference between KDX and Shot. That could have ended in a collision. Luckily didn't, but here comes KDX slipstreaming. Shot into turn 1, getting a little bit of a toe, and now with the run, an opportunity to do so, he's going to choose to stay behind, which probably was a smarter move considering the fact that turn 1's not an overtaking place. But turn 3 is right here, where KDX might try it. Oh, hitting the back of him, though.
Oh, again.
And KDX, he's realized he's got to go. J&T's behind him, and Patriot as well, who doesn't have a penalty in this race.
Yeah, I think out of all of this, I think Patriot, Patriot, I think he's going to be enjoying this right now. Just, he's got to be careful. He's got to be nice and clean making these overtakes. He can stay back here a little bit.
Here we go.
With the penalties. Oh, he's going to go. Oh, the big smack there. Oh.
KDX is around, and there's contact with the Alfa Romeo. J&T gets by, but He ended up taking damage, and I think KDX may have as well.
I think all three of them are gonna
touch front
damage.
wings,
TJ's around.
Oh, TJ goes
saved
off
it,
the
though.
racetrack.
But contact with his
contact.
teammate again.
And look who got up
Look
to
at that.
6th place from that. Patriot. Made a difference.
Yeah, all three of these guys
TJ Boy
look like they have damage.
Yeah, well, I think the thing with Rowdy TJ Boy is he can't control his car. He's just losing the rear end everywhere. Look at it again. The Williams off the track. That was KDX again. Side by side at the final corner. Look at Rowdy TJ Boy around the outside, though.
Power move. Look at that.
Wow.
His teammate's going to follow him, too.
Look at the teammate. LaFrat going by. You can tell Notre Dame is struggling. KDX into the back of him, I think, as well. And does Notre Dame have any damage? He might on the right side. No, he doesn't. But you can't tell. KDX, though. Contact with Notre Dame. More contact right there for a second. Flyers touching with him.
Oh, and Fade is just spawning around in 4.
Yeah, it's such a tricky corner. I think it's going to be much trickier in the wet. And you could tell the handling and the grip for these drivers is just changing.
He's still trying to get the thing going. That was a very interesting
shots, though.
Very interesting 2 laps there.
Yeah, and this DRS train, hey, it was 4th on back, but look, it's still 7th all the way to 12th.
I wonder if only... Oh, TJ, big slide.
Wow!
Whoa.
That could have been
not
bad.
liking
He's
that
lucky
Ferrari.
enough it didn't. Rowdy TJ Boy's not loving this, though, because I think there's been at least 4 or 5 times he could have gone around. Lucky enough not to. KDX with a penalty. Yep. And I think that's 6 seconds for him now. I want to say yes.
JNT's making a move here on Owen.
Yep, 4th place in this race. JNT, I think he picked up damage though in that crash. I thought he did for a second, but he's advancing his position. 4th place.
They all got away with it.
Yeah, I think they did too. Or else they would have had to pit by now. But look who's right on the back of... Owen,
Whoa.
look at Patriot. Patriot's going by too. That's for 5th place. He passes his Aston Martin teammate and his brother.
This has gone absolutely perfect for Patriot at this moment. If he can get more time here, he can actually possibly look at a win.
Shot ran wide, and that's going to allow Rowdy TJ Boy to gain traction, but he also loses the rear end as well. And like I said, the Aston Martins, they were teammates, they were battling. Look at another teammate battle, the Ferraris now, and Rowdy TJ Boy gets ever so close again to Shot. These guys are just not getting away from each other. Look at that.
Ferrari's just spun
Can't gain traction, and LaFrat is going to go for a spin.
Yeah, he just picked up wheel spin.
Shots wide again. Rowdy TJ Boy off the corner. Can gain traction this time, and he's a little bit closer.
I think Shot might knock the wing a little bit.
Oh! Around the outside,
touch.
touching the gearbox.
Oh, big slide again.
He keeps sliding that rear end. He's going to spin out one of these times, I'm telling you. Almost did right there again. And onto the front straight, overtake button, engage. The difference they have, it's so close in the overtake between them, but very high, and that can make a difference. The toe right here, the toe, slipstream, that's going to matter into turn 1 this time.
He's going to go for it.
Ahead of Rowdy TJ Boy.
It's going to tuck right back in.
Not enough to overtake, but Shots ran wide again. Rowdy TJ Boy's back at it. And
dives into the inside.
3.
More contact
again.
there. TJ, I think, is going to be ahead of here, maybe.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Behind that,
was really
though,
close.
is
Shot's gonna
Flyers getting ahead of...
re-challenge.
Yeah, Flyers got ahead of KDX, and back down the inside is Shot. Shot goes ahead, but Rowdy TJ Boy switches back to turn 6 right here.
He just doesn't
and
have the
just
grip.
Can't get enough.
He just got no rear grip. I think he's overheated the tires and they're just screaming for mercy right now.
We're lucky if not to spin yet, but 7th to 11th again. DRS train still in this battle. Oh, Shots ran wide again. Here is switching back again. Rowdy TJ Boy with the switchbacks. He's on power with it. Around the outside.
Wow.
They're still wheel to wheel as they enter sector 3.
Oh, and more contact.
Touching again.
I think TJ's trying to
is on the
switch
back.
him over there.
KDX is also on the back of Flyers while this happens as well. 4 cars and a sandwich right here. Game is still in the back of KDX too, so don't count him out for a chance at points.
Yeah, this is
penalties. Look at the guys. Look at the guys on penalties. Rowdy TJ Boy, 12 seconds. That's gonna make a difference by the end of this race. But right now, the battle is for 7th place. Shots is still gonna stay ahead, but he's gonna make Rowdy TJ Boy think though, because he's gonna go wide and now have a chance to turn around the outside this time. This might be his chance. Nope, not this time. Flyers though. Flyers around the outside. Can't go around the outside fully without getting a penalty.
Yeah.
Therefore, he's going to pick up one. But shots down the inside.
What was that?
Shots down the inside, and he's going to run wide. Come back onto the track. Almost hit KDX. I think he may have right there, but lucky enough not to spin out.
Looked like you locked the rears there going into the hairpin.
Yeah. Easy to do at this track, you know?
Very.
But now, to the outside of Notre Dame right here. Joseph picking up a penalty as well for 3rd place in this race. That's going to make a difference. He's on the podium.
Oh, big contact.
Look at shots.
Oh,
shoving his way through. And Flyers and KDX also trading positions again.
This is crazy.
KDX, though, is 8th. And he is on full battery compared to someone... No, not really anybody. Everybody's in the same battery. I'm trying to compare it to somebody, but they're on the same battery pretty much. Flyers getting traction. KDX getting past. That's for 8th.
Here comes shot. Too far back.
That's a lot of these guys' problems they're having. They're too far back to pass, and I think that's their problem. But in the
anyways, left in Oyster there, battling it out. Oh, snap of oversteer on left. He's gonna have to give that place back. Almost a disastrous crash, as we do have a battle now for the podium. As there's been a spin in the back. That's shot. Shot has spun it. In the treacherous turn 8. Is J&T rounding to the back end of the gearbox of Joseph. Joseph has been doing great. This whole race is now going to have pressure from J&T. J&T opens the overtake, shuts it off. He's just going to ride behind your smart move. Tucks out as a slipstream, looks for the corner. Joseph sliding his way. J&T with another 3 sec. J&T's going to go for the dive. Little contact.
Of Joseph and J&T, 6 seconds right there. Look who's 5th. Patriot. That could trade up penalties by.
Whoa. Oh, Joseph's going to miss the corner, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, Joseph's just gone a little too defensive. Oh, he's back, though. 3 seconds, though. And J&T is going to have the position. Now he needs to build up a huge buffer to Patriot. Which, again, is now riding onto the back of these two. There's been a spin in the back.
That is
KDX. He's on mediums.
BSC from that though. Eh.
And he's retired.
Maybe enough from KDX. That makes sense. Look at that.
Wow.
The rain has kind of died down slightly, but
yeah.
Might not be enough for dries though. I don't know. We'll find out.
No, it's definitely calmed down back down to the intermediate. I think with all that sliding and shot in them, I think that was the crossover from light to heavy, and now they've gone back into the light rain.
Spooner, drive through. That's
Wow.
6th place in this race, and he's going to lose a chance for Aston Martin to score some good points. Him and his brother were running so well.
Yeah, he's going to drop down all the way, it looks like, to at least 12th, yeah.
Surprised. I'm surprised right there. It was only him who got the drive-through, am I correct? Yep, yeah, it was only him. 5/10 separating Patriot and Joseph. Fade Night with the penalty. That's back down in 13th. It's not really going to gain anything, but Flyers and Rowdy TJ Boy, 7th place. There's still a battle right there. Rowdy TJ Boy still losing the rear end. He can't keep the rear end straight, and a crash. That is Fade.
This is a race you would like to forget. No, oh, he's about to spin it. Oh, he spun it again. Damage to those wings.
So I think that's something they could take out of this race, being in the points for Flyers. He can hopefully stay there too, but problem is for Flyers, he's got 12 seconds, and Oyster and Lafrat don't run too much far behind, and then that can maybe steal some points from him. 5th place in this race with 4th, Patriot and Joseph. Joseph runs wide. Patriot takes the position.
Good job there by
So,
Patriot. Can he get the J&T?
Haas Boomer though, look at it, pitting, but for higher.
Well, he does have that drive-through.
Never mind. Sorry.
Flyers with a 3-second.
Man, it said he was pitting, so I thought it. So they updated that in this game, which usually say drive-through with pit, but I don't know. Either way, Joseph still in the back of Patriot, and with where his penalties are at, he's gonna probably stay 5th. But
Yeah.
if we end up getting we still have a chance for a safety car. Patriot could win this race off of penalties with Black Draw, and look at that, Black Draw, 3.9 second lead. But it only takes one big slip up for Black Draw in order for Patriot to pounce.
Yep.
And he's not too far off J&T, which is that podium.
As all faded with the 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Flyers another one. That's going to cost him a chance for 7th again. And yeah, him and Rowdy TJ Boy have done a ton of penalties. 12 seconds.
As the sun's beginning to come out a little bit, the 3rd sector.
You're right, yeah. But will it be enough for Dries? We'll find out. Faded though, pitting. He's still in the inners. Going for new inners. Oyster has a chance for points too. He's 8th and 9th.
Yeah. Patriot also has a chance here for the podium. All he's got to save right now is 2 seconds on J&T, and he's got that podium, not penalty. KDX has left the race and just gone from great to just...
Think about it though, he still has a chance to get enough of his last 3 laps. But it all depends on breakouts, mistakes, but he is losing time to Black Draw, which could make that difference though.
Yeah. Oh, and around goes Faded. Hard into the barrier. Front wing's gone. And he's retired from the race.
At the very back at the start of the race, so...
Flyers went really off there in the final corner. And here he tries to go, but TJ's gonna have a great 1-2. As Owen is just retired too from the session. Flyers another 3-second.
in the commentary booth to interview them, get their thoughts on the race.
Oh, big
fires
send.
down the side.
Wow.
Whoa! That is close to making contact, but he's gone wide and misjudged that one by a ton. I think he's asking to get disqualified at this point. He's losing the rear, getting many penalties. 29 seconds now. I just have 10 finishers by the end of this, but 2 laps to go now. Blackdraw still having a major lead, and Flyers. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
That's one way to get out of the race. That's one way to have enough of Portimao. I'm sure he wanted to get out of Portugal. Alpine as a whole team, I think, wanted to.
Yeah.
That's a day for them to forget. But
disappointment
with
there
him being
for
out
them.
of this race now, that leaves everybody left in this race gonna score points unless anybody gets disqualified.
Well, let's see here. The only biggest battle we got right now is for that 3rd spot. Only 8-10 separate.
I would say 7th as well. There's still a good battle for 7th on track at least, but no, why that matters is 7 seconds between Patriot and Breakout. Okay, so what that does is this last lap is about to get started by Black Raw. 6 seconds between him and Black Raw Breakout, but it depends on how much of a last lap you have, how much you can gain, how much you lose. Conditions are changing, and that's going to make a difference in who finishes on the podium, who doesn't, because JNT here, 6 seconds for him, he's not going to really gain anything. He's going to be off the podium by the looks of it. But if Patriot gains a second or more in this last lap, it might be enough to change the end result. And there's a Red Bull around, that's shots. He keeps it going in the straight direction, though. But, yeah, if keep going in the straight direction, look at that, 6.5. Black Raw and Breakout, they have 5-second penalties, so 1.5 seconds Patriot kind of needs right here.
Yeah.
It's like he's short shifting a ton. Look at that. I didn't notice that a lot from him. He's short shifting a ton. Notre Dame gets by Oyster as well. That's for 7th.
Adrian's
Position swap right there. Into the final sector, though. Black Raw has done an amazing job this race. He's had the championship lead coming in. He's going to control the championship lead coming out. As we enter the final corner, final lap, Black Raw dominated this one. He stayed out front. He took advantage of his rivals having mistakes. He's going to take a win here at Portimao. Black Raw with the win. And the Mercedes are going to stay on top in that constructor standings with Black Raw keeping the championship lead as well. End result, Breakout, 2nd place in this race, but Patriot barely takes the podium right there, only by 6/10. That could have been close. We still have a battle for 8th place. Oyster and Lafrat go wheel to wheel. Lafrat stays ahead. Oyster, though, fighting back, almost touching wheels, but onto this final corner. Oyster spins out, and that might make a difference for 9th place in this race. If Shots can catch up, he might take 9th here, Shots, but I don't know if it's enough. Crossing the line, JNT 4th, Joseph, Lafrat, Rowdy, Notre Dame, Oyster. Oyster's gonna be 10th now, though, because Shots is gonna cross the line 9th.
Yup.
Well, if people do have 5-second penalties to serve, they might serve them, though, so who knows?
Yeah, they might also get them removed. Oh.
Nice one. All right, so we'll interview the podium. We'll talk to them. Well, how about that for Black Draw? Black Draw, another amazing win by him. And he's gonna, he propelled under the pressure of the rain, not spinning out. KDX and Patriot, they qualified ahead of him. He let his rivals make mistakes, and he was consistent. And that's what mattered.
Yeah.
Some may claim he got lucky, but honestly, it's a part of racing where, you know, if you take advantage of your mistakes with your rivals, there you go. That's what changes it. And he took advantage. He was consistent, kept a cool head, did what he needed to do to win the race. But Mercedes, they're going to be happy with that one. Only one driver there showed up today, so there's the win. and get their opinions on the end result here that they had. Mercedes, Red Bull, Aston Martin. That's the top three. Patreon a 2-stop as well. Took a podium out of that. Hello. Let's wait for the other podium finishers to get in the party.
Yeah, I had no idea either. I kind of gave him just a random setup, and I guess he made it work.
Well, hopefully Black Draw give him one more invite. Make sure they try to join the party for some post-race interviews. If not, we just got Patriot here to talk to. But yeah. 12th in the grid for Joseph, up to 5th. 14th to 7th for TJ Boy, though. And 10 this race, 12 classified finishers, only 9 of them ended up crossing the line, though. Black Draw ends up joining us, though, race winner. Well, we'll talk to Patriot first, though. So, you ended up qualifying on the front row. I don't remember if it was pole or not. You or KDX took pole.
Yeah, I got second.
But okay, yeah, you got second. You qualified in the front row. But what changed the race was the spin at the start. You had
I mean, just and then the quick death straight aids. If you touch that curb, you go around. So that's my fault for touching that curb and losing it. And then usually the game isn't correct with the forecast. I mean, I know we have it on approximate, so it's not exact. I went to go ahead and games because I didn't know how long it was going to be till it came. And then the rain really bad time for me. And wasn't really able to capitalize. I just back of the pack. I think I started and I had to climb my back up to, I guess, third after penalties, but I guess we'll see how that goes. Well, I mean, the pace wasn't, it was just I didn't put myself in really good position at any point in the race.
I mean, what else can I say about that? You drove a hell of a race to recover that, and just you kept your nose clean the whole way, and especially in that scuffle between Rowdy and Shot.
Oh, yeah,
How was the conditions there in the rain, though?
I mean, when a track is hard to drive in the dry, I mean, depending on your... Sorry, my mic cut out. When the track's hard to drive in the dry, it only gets trickier when you put on some intermediate tires. So it was tricky. At one point, I thought it was gonna get to full wets, but it never ended up doing that, and it dried up near the end. But it was pretty difficult. I mean, it was hard to keep it on the track, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, I mean, there's really nothing else to say. You performed incredibly. Great recovery there, and just keep it up. Just keep doing what you do.
Yep, thank you.
Piggy. Incredible. Incredible from you. How about that? Another win. Portugal. Just talk us through. Well, how was your race?
Perfect from start to finish. Qualifying was not good. I never believed in my first league race here, and it went as good as I thought it could, especially with the rain. And the rain helped me out because you know I'm pretty quick in the rain. So
Yeah, especially in that rain, you looked very controlled and you were just great all race. Really, I can't really say anything. You really didn't mess up anything. There's two things I want to talk to you about. I saw in quali, I was expecting you to get pole, and obviously, faded things. What was going through your head with that?
He's an idiot.
Oh,
That's about it.
someone agrees with me.
He sits in the racing line and get out of the way. That's it.
Now, and also, with coming from that, during that safety car, you and Breakout had a little bit of contact there. Was that just you trying to just slow down and him just hitting you, or was there something else going on there?
Well, I think it's both on us because I went really late. Didn't want to spin out with cold tires going at right-hander. So I was gonna go at the line, and I guess he just misjudged it, hit me. Can't blame him. Nothing happened with me, so I didn't lose anything out of it. So I'm not too mad.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like you were just pacing around, and from the stream point of view, it just looked like everyone just kind of thought you were going, and typical how these guys race, they just hit each other. But how do you feel after this? Portugal, what a win!
It's a great win after not having good weeks in a row, like 2 weeks in a row, and it's a good confidence booster going into the next one. Which I believe it's the mid-season break, correct?
Yeah.
Going to so it's a good way to end the first half of the year.
Well, congratulations on your win, and just keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're looking like a real champ here.
I have a question though to finish off before we end off the stream. I was gonna say, Black Draw, this changes the championship now with you and Joseph. Really, you're gonna lead more than 19 points now. You were ahead by 19 points. So, how do you feel championship-wise after this being the halfway point in the season now?
Had a bad start of the season, and then it started getting better and better. And now with I guess Lando not racing anymore or something's happened, I think as long as I just have a couple of good Grand Prix, and I should get this championship. Not easy, but should get it.
Yeah. All right. Well, congrats on the win. And yeah, that's our podium finishers. That's the guys who decided to join us. That was the end result from today. Lando, quick debrief on the race. What'd you just think of the race overall?
Yeah, I thought, it was a great race, really. Some controversy, obviously, in quality there. As I don't know if you heard between Faded and Piggy there, but the race was good. I think everybody drove fairly clean for the most part.
Yeah.
I was really surprised with, how patient everybody was in today's race.
Yeah.
And it just kind of shows that this league can drive clean when it chooses to be. And honestly, this was a really good track. I look forward to going this to in other leagues and just all the time, really. This is a fun track, and
Definitely.
it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, I love this track personally. It was such a good race to watch. And I don't know, I think looking at this race though, it shows it's not a bad track at all. You have really many chances to pass, but you need to have the right drivers to do it. We had the right drivers to do it today, and they were able to overtake when they could, and it was back and forth. I think another thing as well is the midfield. The midfield is close, and they're actually able to overtake each other, unlike real life F1. But a lot of the leagues I see, a lot of people battle up in the front for the front of the field, and they battle for the lead, podium. But a lot of these guys were battling for the midfield, though, and I was impressed by that. I was impressed by how many people were going back and forth, duking it out, doing what they needed to gain positions, because it's not easy to do that. It's not easy to do that when you have dirty air, wet weather, and everything else combined with it. So everybody did the best job they could, and I think we're in for a good one. I'm trying to think of what next week's race is now. What is next week's race?
I'll have a look for you.
All right.
I believe we are going into the mid-season break, though.
Yeah, mid-season break, and then I think it's Britain, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, so starting now, we have the mid-season break. We come back October 9th for the British Grand Prix. That's going to be a great race.
Yeah. Well,
And then after that, we got
a lot of
Hungary.
A lot of these drivers race NRL, and they just raced there, Britain. So there you go. That's a good practice for this though for them. But no, it'll we'll see who can master Silverstone. We'll find out next time we stream, next time we see you guys. We'll find out what happens over in the UK. Can Black Draw keep his championship lead? Does Joseph fight back? Can Patriot and KDX fight back from a race like that? Patriot on the podium now. KDX having trouble. He qualified on pole. Wasn't able to convert. It's me and Lando Norris, though. Lando Norris 4. Let's get the name right. Not the actual real Lando Norris, but that's me and Lando Norris, though, for that one. Signing out. We'll catch you after the mid-season break in Britain.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And times will change, I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct. So Saturdays now, 6:30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so times change for times. So if you're tuning in, make sure to tune in at 6:30 Saturday nights then. All right. Well, that's about it from us. We'll see you in the next one.